Hey guys, and welcome to episode 36 of Dad Knows Best. I am Harrison Mudge, daddy of one, and I'm with my daddy of two, Adam Go.
Oh wow, that is not your best intro to this show.
Hey, I'm trying to just play it fast and loose, bring in the energy. Let's get right into it, Adam.
No, before we get into it, someone might have just subscribed to this show, Harry, and they have no idea what the show's about. So I'm gonna do the due diligence.
On that note, the show is all about primarily dads sharing wisdom, knowledge, advice, tips that if you choose to take them in your own hands, that's on you. We just merely share our own experiences.
Sharing our experiences. I think we started this with the idea of let's just talk about the kids. And what it's ended up being is just two best mates that are also dads sharing some war stories, it sounds like. What we talk about today.
I think we share being parents. The shtick is that now we're parents. We don't have the crazy like, oh, back when I was young I did this. Now it's like my boy is pooping and
Sorry,
peeing
what we're doing tonight?
We're gonna have very sore heads. So last week you teased that.
Okay.
Well, not last week actually. A week before. We missed a week because which we could talk about. But the wife was away for a week.
That would make a great topic.
So she went down south. Just for everyone that isn't aware, she went down south to see her mum for the week. Took the boy with her, so I was home alone with the dog. Couple of bachelors living the dream.
You and Frank.
And by living the dream, I mean barely finding any food to eat for dinner each night, scraping things together, and just getting by the skin of our teeth.
Let me because that's like a huge parent thing. Because throw it back to the first memory I had like that is when Riley was, I don't know, he's probably 5 months old.
Yep,
maybe 6 actually. I had a week down at Google Campus, which was like an accelerator program for work.
Mm-hmm.
I say work, it was just me. But went down there as sort of like a Monday to Friday boot camp around how to scale a business. And by the way, guys, if you are listening to this, we do have another show that covers off business. Go and search for Startup Diary. But I remember FaceTiming Riley and his face. I will actually try and find this so you can put it somewhere, maybe into the group or something like that. We don't have a group for this.
With absolutely no context.
But there's a screenshot, and I took it and I've made it into 4 pictures. And it's like Riley's face of like, there's daddy. And then you just see him slowly get more and more upset, realizing that I'm not really there. I'm just on the phone. And it goes from like an elated little smile to just fucking outright tears on the phone. And you can watch
gotta go.
The expressions just go. So I really... I think it was at that point I really started to be conscious of when I was away. And things didn't change for probably another year in terms of I was away a lot that first year and a half. I think I probably mentioned on the previous show that's like been a sticking point for Sarah. Like she's raised that with me in terms of like that's the time you really disappointed me sort of thing. But needs must and all that. How did you find it? How did you find it being away?
Kind of difficult in many aspects.
I'm not just talking about the fridge not being full here.
But like there's obviously when your partner's not there, you realize just how much first of all just how much they do, obviously, but more just when you're so used to having someone in the house that when they're not there it's like, Jesus, I feel like I'm missing a limb. And obviously when you've got the boy there as well, it's like twofold now. So it's like, oh, not only is the wife not here, because before when it was just the wife, when it was just me, Emmy, and the dog, it was like, cool, Emmy's away, we can FaceTime though, and the dog's still here. Mm-hmm. Now that it's the boy as well, it's like double the effect because I can FaceTime Emmy, but he's growing so fast as well, and it's just you're just missing those because he's at the really exciting time where he's sitting up, he's smiling, he can see you, he can react to things and stuff like that. So he's just in that really sort of cute phase. So it's like, oh, not where are you? I want to be with you.
Let me ask you a question, because one thing that I remember, and you might not feel the same, so you might be thinking, what the hell are you talking about? Do you know when you get home and you get out the car and you put the key in the door and you open the door, what's that feeling like when there's like, So I've been in a situation where Sarah, Riley, and Reggie are not in the house. This is before we had a dog. And it just feels like you're walking into a hotel room, is how I used to think about it, because I kind of like, probably even worse than a hotel room actually, because it's where other people should be. It's just that like whole...
There's a weird, even though the dog was there, there's a weird cold emptiness to the house when the family's not there.
They're back now.
Yeah, they are back now.
Cool.
Now I'm thinking... No, it's one of them, it's the same with most things though. It's some like... even... anything that like slightly winds you up or anything like that, you'd much rather have all of it than none of it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And randomly for me is obviously for people listening to the show, that's just so they know, one, we're best friends, but we do work together as well. At what point are you starting to become more aware of the time that you spend away? Do you know, like when you've got to go away and you like Glasgow or Ireland or America, wherever we're going, like at what point does that become I don't want to say point of contention, because work is work and we have to like pay the bills, and I get that, and that's the attitude that I have. But there is always a balance. Like, is that started to kick in now?
Well, I've been consciously making efforts to keep that in mind. So that's why, for example, I've been sort of working later at the office, because by doing that, I can get everything that I need to done in the day, and then when I'm home.
That's a good.
That was one of the things, before I'd started doing that, the first step was just making sure I wasn't working at the weekend.
Okay.
So even with like the podcasts and things that we do, I'm trying to get those done in the week as well, because then Saturday, Sunday is still family time.
Nice.
So the weekends were first, and then like I say, I'm doing longer hours in the day, but what I was finding before was I'm coming home and I'm having to work.
Because
I need to get something done, and like I may as well still be in the office.
Yeah.
Because if anything, it's winding everyone up, because I'm here trying to work, but I've got the wife and the kid bothering me, in air quotes, because I'm still trying to work. So I think, well, I may as well spend another hour or however long it's going to take, get the job done, then get home and be home.
I think that's really smart. I think it's kind of like,
obviously within reason.
Probably took me 3 years to learn that, in terms of like, actually there needs to be some boundaries here.
But making sure that I'm home and not like, if I'm rocking home at 11 o'clock, then it doesn't really matter. I've not been home at all then, really.
No, exactly.
From the kids' point of view. So if, for example, I'm working later, I would leave at 8 at the latest.
Yeah.
It takes about half an hour to get home, maybe a little less, and then because Elliot doesn't get to bed till like 10. So
yeah. I'm sort
helps
of
him sleep through that, does, by the way.
I can imagine.
I don't understand.
We put our kids to bed like as soon as the sun starts to go down. Not is down, starts to go down.
So on that note, I know we have a different, but
cool.
like just a quick, maybe for another time. But like because me and Emmy were talking about this, it's like, at what point why do people put their kids down at 7 o'clock, for example? Like, is it when they get older that they're tired and grouchy anyway, so they need to get to bed? Or is it because you're trying to put the kids to bed because you want your evening husband and wife, for example? Like, what's is there a reason, or is it just what people sort of
I had
do?
little say in this, apart from up until the point it started to annoy me. Because, and it's probably only started to annoy me.
I'm a grown man.
But bring me my bottle. But for a few years, I just thought, cool, because I don't know what time kids are meant to go to bed. No one really knows what time kids are meant to go to bed. But the point where it became a frustration for me is when, and I could say this openly because I don't listen to the show, is that
unbelievable.
Is when Sarah started to moan how early the kids were getting up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you can't put them in bed at 6:30 or 7 and expect them to be in bed at 7 in the morning.
14 hours.
Exactly. I'm like, cool. That's why they're up at 5:15 asking for an iPad. I'm like, so there is this balance. So for us right now, rightly or wrongly, is Reggie is in a routine, and Reggie can sleep. Reggie's a bit like you actually in that situation. Mm-hmm. Like, he's just, yeah.
Reggie?
Exactly, yeah, walk in, give him a prod. Reggie. Reggie goes down between like 6:15 and 6:30, goes to sleep. And one thing that's caused I don't say a problem, because I think net is positive, is they're now in the same room with bunk beds. Mm-hmm. So what we've learned is Reggie has to go to bed first, let them get to sleep, so then Riley can go in and be quiet and get to sleep. Put them both in the same room where Reggie's awake, but they're both awake. Fucking terrors. So Riley goes to sleep between like 7 and 7:15 most nights. Okay. Yeah. I know. Yeah, like in the summer.
That's literally what I was thinking. Like in the summer, that's the middle of the afternoon.
And it's because
even at like 10:30 at night, you're like, "Whoa, it's still bright out."
I know. And what's happening is it's a knock-on effect of when, because me and Sarah also have another point of contention. Is she likes to eat just early, like she likes to eat like dinner at like 5:30, 6 o'clock, 6:30. Like for me,
that 6-ish is about dinner time.
If I had a preference, I'd eat 7:30, 8 o'clock every night. Okay. So then the kids seem to like have gone to bed around our, you said like to spend time together around our like meal times.
Yeah.
And I haven't got an issue. Put the kids to bed at 5 o'clock if you want, but they're gonna be up at 2 in the morning. Like whatever you do, there's a result. There's like something's gonna happen on the other side.
Cause and effect.
Cause and effect. Thank you. So, our current situation with the kids' sleeping patterns, I'm not a fan of. It's really hard to change. To the point that we got Riley a Fitbit the other day. Actually, we didn't. He bought it himself. He's been asking for a Fitbit for ages. Loves the step thing, and he's super jazzed about it. Okay, super jazzed. And we realised that with a Fitbit, you can set silent alarms on it. It's what I use to get up in the morning so it doesn't wake the house up when I'm up and about early.
It
vibrates on your wrist. So
I tried that. It didn't work.
Your bed to vibrate. Just kick you out. Wallace and Gromit style. You still end up in the seat at the end of the tunnel.
I'm just so slumped over.
But we set some silent alarms for him. Because way back when he got up so fucking early, it was driving us mental. We had a hue light go off at a certain time in his room. This was one of our tactics, by the way. We had a hue light go off in the room. Because you couldn't tell the time, obviously. It was, do not come and ask for your iPad until that light is on. Okay? So this was the thing. Do not, that was our way of indicating to him, do not come and ask for an iPad before 6:30 in the morning. Otherwise I'm going to throw it at you. Okay? So do you know what he started doing? He'd wake up, come upstairs and say, how long is it till the light comes on? And obviously it doesn't solve it. So we tried it again with a Fitbit. Now he's a bit older. So we've said, do not.
Yeah, that's just a child's lack of understanding, right?
Yeah.
Just checking.
So now it's...
Not that he's a smart ass.
I don't know. That's one of the concerns we've got right now to the topic we're going to open the show with, which is just like little shits. We can probably say that for a future show because this one feels like it's all around sleep right now. But the Fitbit with the silent alarms now, we're saying... do not come upstairs and ask your iPad until that goes off on your wrist. And because it's new, he doesn't really know what it's meant to feel like. So at like 5 o'clock the other morning, he shouts up, I think it's going off, because he can see the blue light or green light underneath it. He doesn't know it's meant to vibrate. So I'm like, it's not going off, Riley. He's like, I can see it. It's going off. It's time for my iPad. Anyway, so these are the shit things that we're having to deal with to try and keep the beds. I can't even talk right now. You can tell I need some sleep. This is because of the kids. Because they go to sleep at 7, I go to sleep late, and they're up early. Me and the wife need to have this out and just start changing the sleeping patterns of the kids.
Yeah, because quick maths. If they go to bed at 7, how long are they sleeping then? What's till 5? Right?
10 hours.
Yeah, that's a long time.
I know. You're preaching to the choir, but every parent listening to this is saying right now, I want my kids to go to bed at 7 because I want some time with my wife in the evening.
You're basically asking them to sleep for half a day.
While not talking with no disturbance. Agree. And this is in the winter. Imagine in the summer. It's basically like over half a bright day.
So I think my assumption is it's just a case of you should just think, right, well, for example, if Riley's got school, he needs to get a good amount of sleep. So like anything from sort of around 7 or 8 hours is normally the good mark. But I'm not sure if kids...
Cool, let's say kids need 8 hours. I challenge you to find some times that work for you as a parent. If a kid needs to sleep 8 hours, what time do you put them to bed? This, by the way, my kid is different to your kid, okay? My kid is active, wants to talk, wants to play, wants to switch, all that shit.
So you want to put him to bed?
Yeah. Or in a cupboard. Don't mind. Just not around me in the evening when I want to switch off for an hour. Talk about what we spoke to, coming back, switching off.
Yeah.
There's like 2 stages of that. There's getting out of work mode and into dad mode. And there's then getting out of dad mode into husband mode.
So I guess
that's the thing that never happens
yeah.
is husband mode.
Yeah.
You put a kid to bed at 10 o'clock. 8 hours is still 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, because I'm fast forwarding it, and when I'm actually thinking about it, it's like, see, well, just keep them awake till sort of 10 o'clock. But then, if the kid's awake till 10 o'clock, and then you want some husband and wife time, you've got to be awake till midnight.
That's not me.
Stallion.
That's not me.
But yeah, it's.
I'm smashing melatonin
to
every
be,
night.
To
by
be
the way.
fair, I'd be in bed by 9 o'clock
If you
night
could.
if I could.
Yeah. By the way, just so you know, as an absolute throwaway, do you know the melatonin? I've been having that every single night since we got back from America. I'm nearly out.
Yeah, well, it's.
I sleep hard on that stuff.
Yeah.
My question is can you give it to kids?
No.
Can you not?
No.
Okay.
It says it on the bottle.
What? Not on mine, it don't. It says all natural ingredients on mine.
Read further round.
Oh, okay. I'm a headline reader.
Yeah, hey, I don't want to be misquoted at all on this.
But it's safer to say don't give it to kids.
But I remember, because Emmy obviously was struggling to sleep when she was pregnant.
Yeah.
And I was like, I brought some melatonin back from America.
Ingest,
and
okay.
we double checked it online. It said, no, you shouldn't. A pregnant woman shouldn't have it.
Okay.
So I assume a child shouldn't have it if that's the case.
I'll check it. But it would be really interesting, wouldn't it, to see if they sleep harder on it.
Well, there's the old wives' tale that's like give them a drop of sherry or brandy or whatever.
That's what my mum used to do.
Now look at you, just a raging alcoholic.
We used to have a bar at our house as a kid. But
oh yeah,
I remember
that. I remember
the days.
That. So what is your evening routine then? If the kids go to bed at 7:30 every night.
So
Without fail.
right-
Do they go to sleep? That's the other thing.
Oh,
Or
that's
are they just in the bedroom? It's like, go to bed, do not come out.
So if
Otherwise
we
they're
put
going to beat you with the iPad.
if we put Reggie, yeah, and they hurt as well, by the way.
Even with the rubber case on.
Yeah, it stops the bruising. So if, and by the way, I'm just going to put a disclaimer: do not hit your kids with an iPad. I'm just going to say that on the show,
just in case.
There is a joke. I just want to say that right now in case someone
Pop tip. Don't hit your child with an Apple device.
use an Android.
Don't use an Android.
So the routine for me right now. So what I'm trying to do is get back and see Reggie. Spend a bit of time with Riley. My cycle is different to yours, but purely down to age stuff.
Yep.
Your kid goes to bed late enough to work, clock off, family. I'm trying to do this thing right now where I do big work during the day, go home, hour. I want to say an hour and a half, but it's not an hour and a half. Hour with both boys, so half an hour with Reggie, goes to bed, half an hour with Riley. Then I open the laptop out for another hour, just do admin while Sarah's doing the dinner. That's my routine. So Reggie down between like 6:15 and 6:30, Riley down between 7 and 7:30. Both kids down by 7:30, basically. And
when do you walk the dog? Because that's another thing. Like obviously, like I said at the moment, Elliot's pretty easy because he is a baby, and in theory we're keeping him awake just to make him more tired. So when he goes down at 10, he'll sleep through. But the thing, like time management at the moment, is tricky because obviously if you get back later, you've got to then spend time with the family, which is fine, and you can have dinner, which is fine. But all these things like taking, because you've only got 3 hours in the evening when you get home.
So I tend to do the dog in the morning. In all honesty, I'm not doing it as much as I should do. But because I've got this running challenge and bits as well, what I try and do is do that with the dog. Obviously not going well if you look at my Strava account.
I think look at your limp.
The amount of codeine I'm taking. But for me, if I get up I'm happy to get up at like 5:30, 5:45, do the dog, do a bit of work. So what I used to do is try and spend an hour with the kids in the morning, but now I just get into the office.
So you say you're sleeping hard because you're using melatonin to help, but you're still getting up at 5.
Oh, just the quality of the sleep, to be honest. I'm not being disturbed by little things throughout the night.
Okay.
Like previously, I'd be up and about, stirring, or generally just up and awake. The melatonin, like when I go to sleep, I'm asleep until I wake up. So my from my sleep thing that I've got on my wrist.
You flatlining. So
Just
like,
looking at an ambulance outside. It's only because the sirens woke me up. I'm like, oh shit, yeah. No. So the melatonin's just giving me like a better quality of sleep right now.
Mm-hmm.
But my pattern tends to be, in a perfect week, I'd get up, run/walk the dog in the morning, get to work 7 o'clock-ish, do my day, get back by 5:30, 6 o'clock, spend an hour with the kids, do an hour's worth of admin, spend 2.5 hours with the wife, and go to bed. That would be my ideal day.
Cool. We should probably postpone the little shits talk till next time.
So, just to re-tease that is...
Again.
Let me give you some bullets.
Let me make some...
Extremely difficult time for Sarah with how the kids are right now and how she's taking it. And then secondly, this morning I had to go down to a very, very upset 6-year-old because his younger brother has been calling him a bully. And Riley knows how much... So I basically trained Riley on like why bullies are bad.
Yeah.
And how much we dislike bullies and what you do with bullies. I think that was important to teach him. Mm-hmm. And because he knows I hate bullies so much, and having Reggie call him a bully, he was an absolute mess this morning. So we'll cover those two things off in the next show.
He just said it.
Kind of, yeah.
Then then Riley just broke down.
Yeah.
Oh, your boy is so sensitive.
He is, yeah. They are polar opposite, those two kids. We'll talk about it on the next show.
I can't wait to see Reggie a little bit older, but it would just be an absolute thug.
Fucking thug is the best way to explain that kid. 100%. Yeah. Like 100%. Like we could make some pretty accurate predictions of what that kid's going to get up to in the next 15 to 20 years of his life. Put it in a little time capsule and then read it.
So do you think that... So you got your two boys.
Yeah.
Out of Reggie and Riley.
Yeah.
Which one of them is closer to what you're like, and which one's closer to what your brother's like?
This is a big topic. Let's do this on the next show. Let's do those three things on the next show, because I would like to actually have a think about that.
Cool. Guys, we shall leave it there. Trying to keep these to about 30 minutes because we could talk for hours. So trying to keep them a little bit more digestible, I think is the word. Digestible. And non-digestible, I think Elliot's getting ready for mushy food as well.
Oh, nice.
Apparently, because if you start chewing things with the gums, they're ready.
Okay. Makes sense.
Mate, he had my thumb in his mouth the other day because I was holding him, and he got his mouth on my thumb to the point where it was in his mouth to the back where your molars would be. I could feel it. It's like, ah! And there's no teeth in there, but it still hurts. Yeah, it's just soft,
still got jaw,
pressure.
Yeah.
Guys, we shall leave it there. Thank you so much for listening and watching and subscribing and hitting the bell and emailing your questions in for any pop tips.
Guys.
And 5-star reviews.
Let me just put you on the spot, Harry.
And for getting us to be the #1 entertainment podcast on the internet.
Big statement. Get us
with
there,
your
guys.
help.
Get us there. How is Dad Bod going? I'm working on mine. How's your YouTube channel going?
Okay, steady.
How many episodes?
2 are out. Third one took a pause, just like this week. Last week's shows took a pause, but still in the process. I'm exercising, which is going well.
Good.
So it's happening. Need a bit of time to actually put some structure into it now, because I was playing a bit of just kind of chasing my own tail, trying to get the content up and out.
Okay.
So I'm going to spend this weekend to try and get ahead.
Guys, do me a favor, because I know the amount of work you put in to go and get this thing live. Head over and just leave a comment. Hit subscribe, obviously.
Potentially a positive comment.
But go and leave. Go and leave a
sensitive
comment on one of those videos. I know Harry puts a god awful amount of work into this. I want to see him get some traction with it. If you listen to this show right now and you haven't left us a review, I don't care about anything else right now. Head over to YouTube, hit subscribe, and go and leave the man a comment for all the work he's putting in.
Yeah, if you just comment what you want us to talk about, even
that'd be amazing. That's probably the easiest way for you guys to engage with us. On that note, I guess we'll catch you next time.
Yeah, email here.
here. We got the bell thing.
Yeah,
wrong last time.
you got the bell thing right when because I realized
Mr.
on the
fucking
camera
YouTube.
it's reversed on the screen, so I think I'm on the right. So
It's up there.
It's up here.
It's always up there.
always up here.
It's always up there.
here.
Hit the bell.
It's
Get
it's
notified.
up here.
What's over there?